Hey guys, just wanted to give you guys a quick background of my story. A lot of you probably don't know my background. But first of all, I want to thank you for all of you that are following me and for all the support. Most of you that are watching this follow me on my social media, my Instagram or my Facebook. And just want to thank you for all the support and all the kind words because, you know, with all that support, that's what pushes me to be a better bodybuilder and, a better inspiration for others. And that's really what I want to achieve to be. So basically, long story short, I used to train pretty regularly when I was in high school up to about the age of 19. I was really religious into it, brought my meals to school, read all the magazines and trained all the time. And then, basically at the age of 19, I'm out of high school and basically like I like to tell people, basically life happened. Took me on other journeys, just started getting into work and other things like that. So basically I stepped away from the gym for about 14 years straight. During that time, I did some push-ups at home, sit-ups, and I played a little bit of soccer, which kept me in decent shape, but nothing obviously to build muscle or anything like that. Probably weighed around 200 pounds for most of those years. And then basically about just over 5.5 years ago now, I went on a cruise with my family, and you're on the ship for a week. You're getting kind of bored. So I was, getting bored out of my mind. So I was like, hey, I'm gonna go to the gym. So went in the gym. Uh, you know, Basically got that pump going, and the rest is history. And here we are, 5.5 years later. After that cruise, I started getting into training again. I started growing really fast. Obviously, being blessed with good genetics helps a lot. And then I went to my first amateur show maybe about 6 months later, and with a couple friends of mine, and they were like, "Hey, you can be on there and stuff like that too." And that got me thinking, "Hey, maybe I can." So the amateur show came around, and basically it was about 4 weeks away, and then I decided. I still remember to this day. It was actually the day after Thanksgiving, and I remember I just finished eating everything in sight, because I didn't plan on doing this competition. And then the next day, for some reason, I just woke up and I was like, you know what, I want to do this. I was kind of fairly lean at that time, obviously not competition, but I just went hard and I just died like crazy, did cardio like crazy. And, I did the show and I came second and I actually almost won it. So I kind of said to myself, if I don't win it, then I don't want to continue on because, I don't want to be up on stage in these little Speedos and whatnot. But I came second and a lot of people said I could have won and I only did a 4-week prep. So that was pretty crazy. So I was like, hey, maybe I was meant to do this. So I continued on from there. I did a couple which qualified me for provincial shows, which in the United States would be like a state show. I did one that year. I think I came second that year, and then the following year I had come second again, and then the next year after that I came second again. The main problem was obviously conditioning. Size was never a factor. I was always the biggest guy out there, and my symmetry and proportions were always the greatest, but I was just never able to dial it in because I was never really working with somebody and stuff like that. And then finally that last show where I actually came second, I barely, was edged out by the guy who won. And I actually ended up hiring him to be my coach after that because he was well known, to bring in guys really good condition. So came back the next year. I ended up winning the provincial show there, which qualified me for nationals. And then I had Canadian nationals. And so then, that right after that, it was like 6 weeks later, I did the Canadian nationals. I came third. And I was like, wow, I have a good chance of maybe winning this with some good improvements, maybe with a good off season. So then I really put 110% into the off season. This was the year ago. And I had made some great improvements. I had the best off season in my life, and everything was 110% focused for winning those Canadian nationals. I was going to put whatever it took to get into it, to bring the best I could. And I brought my best package to date, and I ended up winning the Canadian nationals. That was last year in July, where I won my pro card. So basically, I did a couple pro shows after that. I did my first pro show was actually Vancouver, BC, Canada, which was 2 weeks after achieving my pro status, winning my pro card, and that's actually my hometown where I grew up in. So that was a dream come true to win my pro card. And then 2 weeks later, be able to do my first pro show in front of my hometown fans and family, which was amazing. So that was a dream come true. Placed fifth there out of a small field. I think it was the 7. So that was still pretty cool. And then I ended up doing a couple shows after that. Didn't place too high. I think it was around maybe 10th, 11th, and whatnot. But it was a good learning experience. That's the reason I did it, and stuff like that too. And pretty much I was doing a lot on my own. So basically now here we are, 2016. Having a great off season, the best I have it yet, and I'm about to get ready for the 2016 contest season, which I'm totally excited. I'm working with a great new coach now, which is known for bringing in his conditioned like crazy. So that's definitely not going to be a problem. And size is not usually a problem for me too. So I'm about 15 weeks out of the Body Power, which is in England, for my first show, and then I'm gonna try to hit as many shows as this year. My main goal is to win a show, but if not, to try to gather enough points through finishing in the top 5 out of in these shows to qualify for the big stage, the Mr. Olympia. So that's my plans for this year. And that's basically my story. Long story short, that's how I got the nickname The Freak. So basically, I've been just training back in the gym for 5.5 years. Yes, genetics is a big part of this, but I do train very hard. And you got to remember that, and my diet is on point, and consistency is really the key. So I just want to say thank you for your guys' support. I really do. I read all my comments. I try to answer back as much as I can. If there's anything you guys want me to post up, videos, anything like that, let me know, and I'm open to all that. This will be my intro video for YouTube, and then I'm going to start posting as many as I can, just regular clips, training clips, and then some tips and tutorials that I want to give for the people. But if there's anything, like I said, if there's anything you guys want to see, and tips on and stuff like that, then just let me know, and I'll try to do my best. So thanks again, guys, for tuning in, and come along for the journey. I hope you guys enjoy it, because I know I am. Thanks, guys.